Alright guys, welcome back. We get Centurion in a few days. Unfortunately, we won't get the full power combo with the turn skip, basically, with the King Calamity, but there's other ways to play this deck to end on a very, very strong board, and this is what I want to show you today. We are combining the stand-up, the Centurion cards, together with the Stardust Synchro cards, so it's a Synchro-heavy deck. I will show you the combo, and this can actually end up on a really, really insane board, really, really strong, and then afterwards I will show you a potential deck list that you can use, go over it card by card, so you can use it on the day of release in the game if you want to. A very cool deck playing a very cool playstyle, so we are going to get it done here. We are going to activate firstly the field spell, which says that during the main phase, if this card was activated this turn, we can send one card from our hand to the graveyard and place one Centurion monster from our deck in the spell trap zone. We are dumping our discard here, which is infinite impermanence, to get the Trudea. Trudea can then special summon itself out, and then it can become a level 8 or it can remain a level 4. It depends on what you want to do with this, obviously. And if you are not aware, if your opponent special summons or normal summons a monster, I think it's special or normal summons. Let me quickly check this. If a monster is special summoned, okay, so you could special summon, your opponent could special summon, then you can use a stand-up Centurion to make a synchro summon happen, which is nice because you can use this as a level 8 or level 4. We have a lot of level 12 synchros in the deck, but I will show you this. Then we can use the next effect of Trudea. Trudea will put itself in the spell trap zone and then can place another Centurion monster in the spell trap zone. This is Primera, the searcher of the deck. If this is in the spell trap zone, she can summon herself out, and then we will activate this now, activate this to summon herself out, and now she can search for a Centurion card, which normally you will get the field spell. We have the field spell already in this combo. We will get Wake Up Centurion, which if a monster card is face up in your spell trap zone, which it is, we have the Trudea here, we can declare either level 4 or level 8, and we can summon a token. We will use the other effect also in a moment here, but firstly we will activate Wake Up Centurion to summon a token. In this case it will be a level 8 token. Now we have basically level 12 available on the field here, and this is what we are going to do next. Because the Primera is a tuner, we are going to go into the Centurion Auxilia. Face-up cards in your spell and trap zone cannot be destroyed by card effect. Very important, by the way. This also says cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control the Centurion monster. So the Centurion cards, they basically protect themselves within a circle, you could say, the one card protecting the other one. You can only use each effect of the following effects of Auxilia once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add one Centurion card from your deck to your hand. This is what we are going to do. And the end phase effect we will also use in a moment here. We were going to activate or to add to our hand Centurion bonds here. Next thing we are going to do is activate in our graveyard here Centurion, Wake Up Centurion to be banished, and then it can dump another Centurion card to the graveyard. We will banish or get to the graveyard the Gargoyle 2, which we will now use our Centurion bonds, which says place one Centurion monster from your hand or graveyard in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap spell. So we will go ahead and place the Gargoyle here in the spell trap zone, and then we can use Gargoyle's effect. They all have the effect to summon themselves out, to summon itself out. Now we have another level 8 on the field. Next thing we are going to do is normal summon our Stardust Synchro here, activate the effect to get to our hand the Stardust Illumination, so we can search for this. Now we have a level 8 and level 4 body on the field. One is a tuner, one is not, so you know what this means. We can obviously activate a Stardust Illumination now, and then we can send one Stardust monster from our deck to the graveyard. We are going to send the Worm, which we are going to be able to special summon to the field later on here. This goes to the graveyard, and now we make a Synchro summon here into our Crimson Dragon. If you don't know what Crimson Dragon does, we already have it in the game. You can target another monster on the field or one level 7 or higher Synchro monster on the field, and then this goes back to the extra deck, and you can summon another monster from the extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions with the same level. Very cool in this deck, very important. We are going to activate the Crimson Dragon's effect, which is the on summon effect to search Synchro Rumble here, and the next thing we are going to be able to do is activate in the graveyard the effect of the Gargoyle, which also will be coming back to our hand because we have used him for the Synchro summon of the Crimson Dragon here. This is nice follow-up, but not important for the rest of the combo. Now we are going to activate Crimson Dragon, target our Auxilia here, tag the Crimson Dragon back into the extra deck, and get out onto the field a Cosmic Blazer Dragon. If you're not aware what this card does, it's already in the game. Must be a Synchro summon quick effect. You can banish this card until the end phase to activate one of these effects when your opponent, and by the way, this is cost, so you could not, for example, infinite impermanence this one. This will be removed from the field until the end phase for cost, which is nice because this dodges a lot of interruptions. Then when your opponent activates a card or effect, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. So this is an omni negate. When your opponent would summon a monster, so this is like a Solemn Judgment, negate the summon if you do destroy that monster, or when an opponent monster declares an attack, negate the attack and then end the battle phase. So you can, this is a incredibly strong negate monster. This is an Omni negate, this is a summon negate or a battle negate, and then end the battle phase, whatever you want, and this will come back, not giving your opponent the, because this is cost here, the first effect is cost, basically denying your opponent the opportunity to, for example, infinite impermanence this, because when this effect activates, it's already off the field, so you can't even impermanence this guy. It's crazy strong, and enormously powerful card. We are going to activate Synchro Rumble here, which will enable us to summon back the Stardust Synchron. And what we can then do is also special summon our Stardust Worm, because this says if this card is in your hand or graveyard and you control level 8 or higher Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon this card. But then this will be banished later on. Now we can use these here to make a Synchro summon into a Junk Speeder. And you know, Junk Speeder, we activate Junk Speeder, can now summon different tuners from our deck. We summon one Stardust Synchron, one Wheel Synchron, and then one Assault Synchron here. Next thing we are going to do is another Synchro summon for the Ancient Fairy Dragon here, level 7. We are now going to use the effect of the Wheel Synchron to reduce this Ancient Fairy Dragon's level by 1, and the Wheel Synchron will also get banished. It's just that I forgot this at this point, but we will do it in a moment here. And because this is now a level 6, we have this level 4, we can use both of them to go into a Bestial Desparter. At this point, I banish the Wheel Synchron because this happens for the effect of Wheel Synchron when you reduce the level. Also, the Stardust Worm, if it is resummoned here and then used again, will be banished. Now we can use Bestial Desparter targeting the Wheel Synchron to bring it back to the field. Next thing we are going to do is that we use the Wheel Synchron and the Junk Speeder. Both of them are together level 10. We can make a Baron Fleur. And then in the end phase, we can go Auxilla. This can place one of our Centurion monsters in our spell trap zone, and we are passing the turn. So we have the Bestial Desparter negate, we have the Auxilla protection, we have the Blazer Dragon Omni negate, special summon negate, or summon negate, and battle negate, and we have a Baron de Fleur here. And what we can also do on our opponent's turn, so let's say we want to activate these here in the main phase of our opponent, we can activate both of them because those are traps. They can be summoned, so we summon both of them. This is level 4, you can now make this a level 8, and if your opponent then summons a monster, you can activate Stand Up Centurion and obviously go into another Synchro level 12, for example, a Chaos Angel that you could play, or you could also go into Centurion Legacia, which then can draw your card and destroy a monster on your, I think, opponent's field with the monster your opponent controls with the highest attack. So this is another interruption. This is obviously another interruption, and you can see this is like the pure Synchro deck. This is a new big Synchro deck that obviously every single deck that you want to play wants to include these Centurion cards, because this is a new big Synchro engine if you want to. And yeah, this is an insanely strong board. Obviously you need a few cards in the hand, but very, very strong. And now let me show you what we can actually, or how this deck actually looks like, and I will show you the deck list also if we can connect to the server, which this is always something that I have here in when I want to show you something, then something just does not load. It's crazy. So with Centurion Synchro here, we are playing triple Primera. I'm very interested to see how expensive this deck will be. I guess it will be very expensive. As you can see, we have a lot of 3-offs of the Centurion stuff that we want to play in here. So if at least 2 of them become like an Ultra, it's already problematic. We have Primera at 3, we have Trudea at 3, we have 3 Stand-Up Centurion because we need this. We have 3 Emblema Oath, which can also search you the field spell, which is very important. We have 1 Centurion Phalanx, 1 Centurion Gargoyle 2. We have 2 Assault Synchron, unfortunately an Ultra Rare. Tuning is also an Ultra Rare, 2 Tuning here. We have 2 Called by 1 Crosser. This is a no-brainer package. We have 3 Infinite Impermanences. We have 3 Maxis, no-brainer. We have 1 Wake Up Centurion, as I said, the Emblema Oath, which is basically another copy of the field spell. We have Synchro Rumble here, we have Triple Ash, we have a Wheel Synchron, we have 3 Stardust Synchron, a very important starter, 1 Stardust Trail, we have Stardust Illumination, the Worm we have seen in the combo, and the Centurion Bonds here. So we are able to play 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the Ashes are 12 non-engine, which is okay, I would say, in this current Fire format. I guess you want to play 15 if you can, but this deck, we need a lot of engine here. So 12 we have, then we have 2 Centurion Legacia, 1 Centurion Auxilla, 1 Axel Synchro Stardust, 1 Axel Synchron, 2 Cosmic Blazer, actually, unfortunately also an Ultra Rare, 1 Red Supernova Dragon. I hope they give the animation to Auxilla and not to Legacia, but if I would have to like make a bet, I would bet that they go Legacia animation and not Auxilla. Would be cool if both of them get an animation. This would be amazing. We have one Red Supernova Dragon, which is also a very, very nice card that you could make. Potentially one Ancient Fairy Dragon, also unfortunately an ultra rare. Chaos Angel, Baron de Fleur. We have Bestial Dias Pater. We have Crimson Dragon ultra rare. We have Stardust Charge Warrior and another ultra rare Junk Speeder. So this deck is definitely not cheap, but very, very fun. If you like to play Synchro, then it's definitely the deck for you. And I think Centurion for the future is not a bad investment without the ability to summon the King Calamity. So if you're not aware what this even is, this is this guy here, which if you Synchro summon this guy, then basically says your opponent cannot activate effects. And this is basically a turnscape. You could make this on your opponent's turn. Very reliable, just with your Centurion engine here. Very, very strong. But this is unfortunately banned, so we won't be able to use this. I guess it's good for the game's health, so this works for me. But yeah, this is how you could play this deck. This is the list. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell. And guys, we will see each other in the next one.